everyone, welcome to another political reading. Oh boy, are these cards getting a good run, especially with the recent I guess you can say meeting, but I'm not too sure it was a meeting. Probably more a press conference with Trump going to his estate in Scotland and Aberdeen, and there was Starmer sitting there that looked like he was a deer in lights. And Trump's just going on about how he won, and there were three major points that I picked up on what I saw. One is he said illegal immigration. He did not say irregular migration. He said illegal. He reckons that's what he won on. Freedom of speech as well. Yeah, exactly, especially with the laws out. So it's going to be interesting if that infiltrates through to YouTube, although I think YouTube's always been a bit like that anyway. And he reiterated that Starmer's friend, so Dick, I think his name is Khan anyway, the mayor of London, is a nasty person, and he repeated, sorry, I try a couple of times and I find another word, repeated that. And I think he was on the plane at the time afterwards. So I'm actually reading, because over the weekend, at the time of reading, I've actually seen where, wow, I'll put it up there. There's at least 3 cities now in the UK, including the capital itself, London. Yeah. Wow. So I am just going to read to find out if there's going to be some sort of no vote of confidence or whatever, because there's been a lot of viewers' requests saying, when's he leaving? Is he going to get the sack? What's going to happen? Well, we could be talking about both, but we're definitely talking about Starmer anyway. So we've got a true to their word. Okay. Misleading headlines, domestic priority, lacking control, and unresolved differences. Well, there you go. Okay. The true to the world word and domestic priority would have to do with, obviously, how some places in Japan, Denmark, whatever, have actually said we look after our citizens first, kind of thing, when it comes to the migration. I think even Poland's now standing up, I believe. There's quite a few now in Europe. It's true to their word. So I think that's where they're going to go with that. You've got misleading headlines here. I noticed that no Labour actually followed, or no Labour MP in UK actually followed or reported or anything about that meeting. It definitely didn't, unless it's on there now, but it definitely didn't meet on, was mentioned on Starmer's internet or anything like that. Nothing, all because of the lacking of control. Unresolvable differences. Well, that sounds like a divorce, doesn't it? Absolutely unresolvable differences. And that is to do with the domestic priority. So there is an absolute clash when it comes to what's actually happening at the moment. Not only is it free, but I think it's all, well, 2 of the 3 points anyway. I mean, personal differences, whatever, with Khan. London's pretty bad at the moment when it comes to crime as well. So, exactly. You could probably put Starmer and his friend, quote unquote, in the same boat, literally, when it comes to lacking control. Otherwise, there would be something happening, right? The misleading headlines, I'm going to pull more cards to find out where they're going with that one. Classified information. So there's cover-ups and misleading headlines. So what happens is that when you hear about these horrific crimes against the young girls, it's basically classified and it's cover-up, and they don't want people to mention the origin of the person or where they are or where they're living, because Well, recently they've all been in the camps, right, in the hotels. So, and I think one I saw had only been here for a couple of days, and there was a crime committed, and horrific crime as well against young girls. So, negative impact when it comes to the domestic priority. Exactly. This is what we're seeing at the moment with all the protests. I believe at the time of reading, there's probably going to be more and more protests. I mean, lacking control, and it's a global impact. It certainly is a global impact when it looks like the government does not have control. And you can talk about the government doesn't have control over the migration situation. The government doesn't have control over the free speech situation, because what they've been doing is trying to censor everything. Now they've actually done some sort of social media monitoring, and Starmer said in front of Trump, of course, that's all to do with kids, absolutely. But at the end of the day, I mean, most mothers actually monitor what their kids are doing anyway, right? But to go over that or use that as an excuse, which is, well, basically what, the censorship in America is all about. But he does keep saying there is free speech. Well, it's only free speech if you're allowed to speak it, right? And that shouldn't even be in the equation. You should be, it's freedom of speech, basically. That's what it is. And it's been compromised. You've got selfish agenda, internal adversity, leadership battle, and succession plan. Okay, that's very interesting, isn't it? Leadership battle, internal adversity. I do believe, I'm not too sure, I think it might have been Neil Sean. But anyway, it was something I heard over the weekend that Irina actually said she wasn't going to step up to the plate and be PM, right? However, after this Trump interview, where he just sat there and Trump took the floor, basically, calling his friend a nasty person, calling his friend, quote unquote. I mean, some even put the hand there, right, to stop him. And it's, oh, you're trying to stop Trump, really? I just thought that was funny. But anyway, apparently, Raina actually said, "Oh dear," allegedly entertainment purposes only. So, following on from that conversation, which I'm sure it was Neil Sean, it was said, well, if the British public want me to go up and to be PM, then I guess I will have to. So it sounds like someone's been a martyr and there's some sort of succession plan here. So does that mean that there might be a vote of no confidence, which would probably be the only way you could get Starmer out, right? Corruption revealed. Judgmental scrutiny. Retains authority. Not sustainable. And peace treaty. Oh, good Lord. Peace treaty. There you go. Well, that's that. To state that Macron, I'm not too sure if Canada did or not, but I know that Macron and Starmer actually released it, coincide with each other. The problem is that it's been going on since I was born. So I don't know what solution it would be. However, some sort of peace treaty would have to be that, what he announced, and he's going to retain authority by the looks of things, despite the fact that there may be some corruption revealed, and then there's going to be some sort of judgment. The UK government does not look like it's very sustainable at the moment, especially now with all the citizens, feeling that they need to march. It's pretty bad when they get to that stage. An economic challenge, tyrannical leadership. Yeah, absolutely. Global governments, well, that's WEF, isn't it? Deep state, WEF. Successful outcome and housing and infrastructure. Well, I wonder if that's got a lot to do with something that's going to happen when it comes to the challenge on the economical side of things. Because let's put it this way, you can only fund so many of these migrants, right? For X amount of time before you start running out of money. And where are you going to get this money from? I mean, there was allegedly some blunder with the Afghan side of things, and that was some sort of cover up, and that's just been found out a couple of weeks back. I mean, what would be a successful outcome? It's all about housing and infrastructure. So what this government needs to do, because of the way that they're ruling at the moment, they basically have the open borders. They also have this censorship now on speech for a successful income and to make it sustainable, because it's even said here at the moment in the last line that it was not sustainable to house these people, to house them. There's too many now, allegedly entertainment purposes only, and probably another 1,000 by the time this is recorded and uploaded and YouTube approves it. Then if they do, depending on the freedom of speech, right, there's probably another 1,000 that's cross the borders, and not just only on boats and quickly. A couple of people have said they come in other ways too. They come in on trucks and in vans, and probably walk. It's not just boats. It's pretty horrific. Sadly, I think even if Raina did step up to the plate, allegedly entertainment purposes only, I'm not too sure to what part she's going to be able to help, because the agenda seems to be all still on the left. All right, of course, being Labor. So yeah, is he going to have a vote of no confidence? Possibly. With this line here, there could be a vote of no confidence, but it looks like they've retained authority. So that would mean that then Raina would step up to the plate, which is saying that, but it's not sustainable. This is a worry. This is a worry here. The last few times I've used these cards, and, as you can see, there's a lot in the deck, at least 100, I think. These two cards have come up, and this is really a worry. It's like someone else is actually, doing something with UK, allegedly entertainment purposes only. Oh, all right. Well, sorry guys, I'm really, really sorry that what I'm seeing at the moment, it's turning out to be not so good, but in previous readings, it did show that that something will happen once the people have taken to the streets. It's going to be the only way that the government may be forced to do something. Sadly, I think they'll be forced to emphasise more this censorship, but let's just see what happens, because I know that Trump won't like that if they try to censor US citizens in the UK. On that note, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.